So it turns out that the game, Snoop Dogg, and all these other rappers are calling for Laura Ingraham to be fired after she had allegedly dissed Nipsey Hussle. She had allegedly dissed Nipsey Hussle on her platform on Fox News. So Laura Ingraham is catching fire from the game, and other rappers who lit her up on social media. They're calling for her head. They're calling for her to be fired. Okay, what are my thoughts? I don't believe that she should be fired. I think that she needs to be educated on different matters and different subjects that exist in the black community. She needs to be educated, and people just need to ignore her. Okay, it's not like she's doing anything dramatic. She's basically doing and saying these things that she's saying about Nipsey Hussle in order to increase the ratings for her own show. So at the end of the day, it's not that serious to where we should go do something to her, because I don't think that violence is definitely the answer. I don't think that's the answer, guys. And getting her fired would not be the answer anyway, because she would get rehired somewhere else anyway. And we're putting too much stock into by basically us calling for her to be fired. We're putting too much stock into what she's saying already. Okay, let's get into the article. The Game, T.I., Snoop Dogg's, and other rappers have threatened Fox News' Laura Ingraham with another boycott after the conservative host criticized a song featuring Nipsey Hussle the day after the rapper's funeral procession took over South LA. Okay, so freedom of speech does not exist anymore because she's white. I think that anyone should be allowed to say whatever they want, but obviously freedom of speech should be allowed, okay? People should be allowed to say whatever they like, because they should be allowed to voice their, not say whatever they like, but they should be allowed to voice their opinion, just like everyone else with the Second Amendment and the First Amendment, which protects freedom of speech. Now, this dear artist recently released a song called FDT, which means F Donald Trump. Ingraham said on Fridays the Ingraham angle, showing little respect for the rapper who was shot dead March the 31st. Then she played a bleeped out clip of the chorus, which repeats the phrase Donald Trump over and over again using a profanity. And then she said, "That's a very creative refrain. Very catchy. The refrain, the chorus that goes on and on, is that related to the late... Oh, the refrain, the chorus that goes on and on, is that related to the lowest unemployment ever, basically, for African Americans?" That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. If the African American community has the lowest unemployment rates ever, isn't that a good thing? I don't know why people are roasting her for that. On Sunday, rapper The Game posted the video clip on Instagram with an angry message urging people to boycott Ingraham's show, calling her a vulgar name along the way. Okay, so Game, you're putting too much stock into what Laura Ingraham is saying, okay? She's not that important to where we should go ahead and boycott her, because what she's saying is not that important, okay? We understand Nipsey Hussle was a prominent figure in the black community, but at the end of the day, he was just one guy, one man, and that's it. He was just a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, people die every single day all over the world, bro. Who cares about one rapper dying? Everybody's gonna die. Shit, I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. Everybody's gonna die eventually, right? But all over the world and all over the country, in the US, where you guys are, people die every day. And you're telling me that you should put all this stock into one guy's legacy, one man's legacy? Nipsey Hussle wasn't that great of a human being to where we should throw everything away that we're doing at the moment and just put all of our energy and motivation of life into Nipsey Hussle's death. No, he's not important enough for that, okay? Nip's passing, nor his legacy, is to be taken lightly, as there will be consequences for any disrespect now or in the future as long as I have a voice. And what type of consequences can you give, bro? You don't control any type of media platform. You don't control anything. You're just a rapper. You're just a rapper, game. That's all you are. You're just a busted, bust down rapper that hasn't released a hit album in decades. Okay, you haven't released shit. This is not a game. And my brother's ultimate demise, my brother's untimely demise has noticeably shifted the world and brought people from all ethnicities together in mourning, wrote the game, whose real name is Jason Terrell Taylor. There is a power in that will be used and action will be taken from now going forward. We will not be accepting any apology from her. We want her fired, period. Okay, so you want her fired? Doesn't that mean that you are against freedom of speech? So you're putting this much stock into one bitch, into what one woman said on social media. People say things on social media every single day, B. Why don't you go after everyone? You're only going after Laura Ingraham. She's nobody. She's a nobody. She's not even big enough to have much of an impact. And you want her fired because of something she said? Like, isn't that too much? Isn't that going too far, quote unquote? Because why don't you think she should be educated on these matters? She should be educated so that she doesn't do this again, because we all know that even if you get her fired, I mean, you guys can't get her fired, okay? You don't have the power to get anyone fired. You're at the bottom of the totem pole. But even if you somehow manage to get her fired, don't you think that she would get hired by one of these other big media platforms tomorrow? So wouldn't it be better if she was educated on different matters in the black community other than just firing her, and then her ignorance will be even more on display when she goes to another media platform? T.I. posted his own copy of the video clip of Ingraham show and said, "This is disgusting. You both are vile, despicable, poor excuses for human beings, for people." Not really. I mean, they were just laughing and joking about him saying F Donald Trump. They weren't laughing about him dying, okay? Even though it seemed like that. I don't think that Nora Ingram was talking about something like that. She wasn't mocking his death, okay? People are taking things that she's saying out of context. He added, "We all get our turn to live through our own personal tragedy and watch how many people dance in the streets, laugh, and crack their tasteful, inappropriate jokes when it's your turn. Karma is constant, and the laws of reciprocity are in order." Okay, so yeah, they're not gonna get nothing via. They're not gonna do nothing, bro. These rappers have no type of power or nothing, man. They're just rappers, okay? They're not they're social media revolutionaries. They're revolutionaries on social media. They haven't done nothing to better their communities whatsoever. Nothing. They haven't done shit for the hood. This isn't the first time Ingraham has weathered a backlash for her views. In March 2018, she was hit with a boycott effort after she tweeted out a story about Parkland FLA student David Hogg and included a job about Hogg's college rejection. The host apologized a day later, but the boycott push did do some damage. The Hussle song that Ingraham criticizes is a collaboration between Hussle and rapper YG and was released in 2016 when Donald Trump was merely a candidate for the Oval Office. So Ingram's comment that the song was recent was a stretch. However, YG performed FDT on Sunday at the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival, bringing out a Trump impersonator to harass the crowd before the specifically anti-Trump anthem. So you guys are allowed to make songs and talk shit about the President of the United States of America, but Laura Ingraham is not allowed to voice her views about Nipsey Hussle? Really? And Nipsey Hussle, honestly, I don't care about his death because he didn't do nothing for me, and I don't think that he did anything of substantial meaning to the black community. He was just another gangbanger. I'm not going to say he deserved to die because that's going too far, but I think that him dying was just him dying. I mean, I don't have anything to add to that. He had a beat and just started mumbling the hook. Hussle said, Billboard in April 2016. We was in the studio listening to it. Blah, 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 blah. Hussle said Trump's views on Latinos and immigration pushed him over the top. So Nipsey Hussle cared more about Latinos and immigration than black people. Right here, he's telling you guys that he cares about Mexican people and he felt the need to write for them. So look, number one, I'm from LA, so I grew up with Mexican people. And number two, I see Mexican people at all my concerts that really support. I felt like they needed somebody to write for them. So he's writing for Mexican people. And Mexican people don't even write for us. He's writing for brown people. And brown and black have never been in a coalition together. And I'm pretty sure the Latin Kings and the Crips are in a gang war at that time. So Nipsey Hussle is disrespecting his own gang by saying this bullshit. So Nipsey Hussle cared more about the Mexican community than his own. Typical rapper from America. Typical. No type of self-love, nothing. Just selling out his own people. But anyway, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about Nipsey Hussle and the game and Snoop Dogg. I'm out. Peace.